What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Today we are at Maidenhead Aquatics, Polhill in the Sevenoaks area. Now this is a big Maidenhead, we've got a lot to cover in today's video, so let's head inside and let's check it out. So as we come into the store, you can see we are greeted with a couple of display tanks with some fancy goldfish and African cichlids. I'm actually going to head up to the mezzanine, which is just up there, and then take a sort of bird's eye view of the store first. Now up in the mezzanine, this is just where they got all their ponds, dry goods, filters, pumps and nets, which I'm sure most of you have seen before. But this is a really cool shot of the store, which is why I wanted to start here first of all. Now down below, we've got this huge indoor koi pond with these massive fish, which we'll check out a little bit later in the video. And then just to the left, we've got the cold water section, round to the marines, and then on the right hand side of the shop we've got all of the trops heading all the way behind us, and we've even got a pond section outside. So let's head down and let's have a little walk through and see what Maidenhead Aquatics Polhill has to offer. Now coming back to the front of the store, just want to check out these displays, which is pretty cool. I think these will be around the 6x2x2 mark. Getting quite a lot of reflection through there, but we've got some nice fancy goldfish. I'd say they're all around the 4 to 6 inch mark, all arounders by the looks of it, and they're all priced at £75. But as I say, it's a lot of reflection here. We've got a few orange, reds, kirins, and then just next door we've got the African cichlid tank, which looks like it's hosted by some mbuna and also some peacocks. We've got really stunning calico alanakara there, good 6 inches. And then we've got lots of synodontis in there mixed throughout the rocks. I think they might be the multipunctatus. Now make sure to let me know down below what's your favourite maybe display in the shop, and also what your favourite fish are. Maybe this is your local Maidenhead, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave a little review down in the comment section. So we're probably going to start at this end, work all the way round, through the cold water, through the marines, and then we're going to head round all the tropical fish, which run all the way down that length of the shop, and then we'll head outside, and we'll also check out some of the big koi that they've got in this pond right here. Just give you a quick sneak peek, but there's some real big guys in there. So past all the dry goods, which as you may know if you are familiar with the shop tours that we do, we just gloss over them. A lot of the Maidenheads are pretty similar, but they got their tank showrooms, all of the substrates, fake plants, ornaments, etc. But we really try to focus on the fish within these shop tours. So it looks like we're starting off on the Malawi cichlid selection. Now, again, with most of the shop tours, we're going to point out some of the oddball varieties and try and look for some interesting fish that they've got. But it looks like a really big store. I'd say there's got to be a couple of hundred tanks in here. So I'm sure we'll find some unique individuals. But we've got a nice mix of mbuna and peacock cichlids. I'd say these guys are all around the 2 to 3 inch mark. And then we've got a few synodontis catfish, some of the multipunctatus, and then check out these little frontosa. Absolutely tiny babies, probably an inch long or so. Don't see babies too often. And then I think these guys are the pearl cichlids we've got in here. And then sort of moving off of the African cichlids, we've got some severums in here. So we've got the rock keel, which is otherwise known as the redneck severum. And then we've got some electric blue Jack Dempseys in there. Up top, we've got some really small bumblebee Oscars, which are absolutely tiny, along with some gold severums. Oh, these are absolutely tiny, these green severums. So many really, really young, small fish in the shop, which is quite nice to see if you did want to grow out some fish. And down bottom, we've got some Synodontis, and then some rams, and some slightly bigger green severums, £8.50. I think that's a pretty good price. We've also got a red terror. I believe it's going to be this guy labelled up there. So that's the Malawi section. Some of the cichlids as well. Just coming past a little bit of the aquascaping dry goods, some of the rocks that they've got. And then moving on to their cold water system. Now a few of the tanks are a little bit dirty, so I will point that out, but they have informed me they are extremely low on staff at the moment, so please forgive them. These are pretty cool. These blue Danios, they almost look, no, they're not albino, but they almost look it. Really nice shimmer to them. Don't think I've seen those before. Then next to them we've got some green barbs and some paradise fish. I'm sure once we've headed out of the cold water section and the tropical marine section, we'll probably come to some more of their maybe rarer species, some of the oddballs that they've got located throughout the store. Now I haven't actually had a look around the store at all. I've literally come in, set the camera up, so I'm looking at all of the fish with you guys. I'm sure there's going to be plenty that I miss along the way. But here we've just got a mix of different fancy goldfish. We've got some Ryukins, some nice little Kirins there. Pretty nice deep bodies to those. And then down bottom, I see we've got some bigger fancies. Quite a nice white Ranchu there. He's priced at 105, and the rest of the Aranda are priced at 65. So now moving round to the marine section. Let's see what they've got. I've already spotted one oddball. Now these are pretty cool. Some lemon damsels in there. And then up top we've got a large clown and bristletooth tang, Tamini tang. Looks like we've got a Valentini puffer in here, along with some damsels and a chalk goby. And then some tiny regal tangs, which are super, super cute, along with that huge cleaner wrasse. Now this guy's absolutely awesome. Purple lyre tail grouper. So this is going to be a big predatory fish. Don't really see these guys too often in shops because they do get very big and need large tanks. I'm spooking him a little bit. Let's see if we can get a zoom in from a distance. But just check out the purple, red and white coloration to him. Really, really cool fish. And those colours are going to change as he gets older. Also, we've got a Picasso trigger up there. Another, say, fish-only species. And then just coming round to some of the invertebrates and some of the other marine fish they've got. Lovely dragonet here, otherwise known as the mandarin. We're in with a orange shoulder tang, although it does look to me like it could be a mimic. Got another dragonet next door. One of my favourite marine species. Got some a blue cheek goby and some clowns. And these are pretty cool, the shot silk gobies or the engineer gobies. So it looks like we've got 3 of them in this tank. These get quite big, but they look very similar to eels once they get a bit bigger. And then we've got some cool clownfish next door to them. Don't actually know what clowns they are. Have a look, see if we can see. So I think there might be these guys, the saddlebacks. And you'll see, as with all Maidenheads, they've got all the pricing located above the tanks. Now he's pretty cool. Looks very similar to a Coral Beauty. I know we've got a lot of reflection. Listed as a bluefin angel. Don't think I've seen one of those before, but looks extremely similar to the Coral Beauty, as I say. But it's just really dark purple, almost black in coloration. And then next door, we've got the dogface puffer, always a cool fish to see, and they get very, very big. And then we've got sailfin tank, and last but not least, we've got a Niger trigger. Good 4.5 inches. Wicked, wicked fish. So that's the end of the marine fish system. We've just got a few corals in here, a few different LPS and softies, and then you can actually probably get a better view at the other side of that fancy goldfish tank. A little bit less reflection there. But now we're going to head through to the trop section and see what we can spot here. So I've just seen this is where they keep all their plants in this nice tiered system, which is pretty cool. And now let's have a look, see what they've got. See if we can spot any oddballs throughout the aquariums. And then we'll head on to that massive pond in the middle section and their outdoor fish as well. Got some nice guppies here. It's like a snake skin. Male guppy. And then moving through, we've got the classic live bearers, the silver mollies. We've got some angels up here. Now these guys are pretty cool. The green spotted puffers. Looks like they've just been fed a little bit of mussel this morning. There's quite a few in here. There's a good 8 or 10. And they're priced at $18.50 each. I do really love pufferfish, never kept them personally. If you guys have a home, let me know down in that comment section. And then just in the sump underneath, we've got some dollars, some sort of larger dollars. And then I've just spotted, we've got some cichlids in the sump next door with loads of coolie loaches that are just all out and about on the substrate. Now, I wonder if they've just been fed and that's why they're all moving about. Now, I don't know what species of cichlid these guys are, so feel free to let me know down in that comment section. And then you can see just how far we're going to go with the tropical fish section. We've got a huge plec in here at the back. I think that is just a standard bristlenose, but he's absolutely massive. Really, really large. And then coming through, we've got some X-ray tetras, coolie loach, and then your copper harlequins. What else can we spot? We've got some cories, some tetras, coming onto a few fighters. So we've got this really stunning platinum white fighter. And then this blue and red, who's being flared at by his neighbour next door, which is a, I can't remember, the dragon samurai. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. Then we come down to another sump, which is full of African cichlids. We've got some big guys in there, some big Alanakara, some big peacocks in there. I've just spotted a really, really nice planted display in one of their Superfish Start 150 aquariums. Got a nice mix of Cryptocorin, Anubius, and it's just full of black phantom tetras, which is quite nice to see. So we can get that side on view. But let's head back to the tropical fish and see what they've got. So we've got some scissortail rasbora in here. Fish that gets a good 10 to 12 centimetres. I'm still looking to see if they got any oddballs, which I've spotted a big Oscar in one of the sumps, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. We've got some long-fin cherry barbs, some Beckford pencils, and then coming through we've got some Odessa barbs, golden tiger barbs, albino ruby sharks, and some red line torpedo barbs. Now here's this big Oscar. He's got the sump all to himself. Definitely not shy at all. Could have potentially maybe even came from a customer. Who knows? Just chilling in here. And then we've got some super red bristlenose cats. You can see them just all in that little bit of acrylic tube. And then we've got some king tigerplex in there. A little bit more of a collector species. And then, oh, these are quite nice, the mascara barbs. Fish I've never kept, but they're really nice diver fish to have in your aquarium. Loads of movement. And as they get bigger, they get a striking colour to them when the light hits them. More of those black phantoms and some Colombian tetras. Oh, there they are, the Colombians, or the red eyes. We've got some dwarf gouramis in here and some glass catfish, which are quite cool. A fish, again, I've never kept, but they're really, really unique, being completely translucent. And then we've got some gold gouramis, some more sharks. What have we got down here? Looks like we've got some different gouramis. I don't believe these are the licorice gourami, but they could be. These guys just here, along with those dwarfs in there. And then, oh, I've just spotted some Raphael cats, which are pretty cool. So they're the striped doras, just hidden under the bogwood there. And it looks like we've got some Triactus plecos at the back. In with the bogwood. I just spotted one just down here. And there we go, Triactus pleco. So we've got the pricing up there and the striped talking catfish. Essentially a small version of the Irwini catfish or the Megalodorus uranoscopus. Oh, and there's some more of those gouramis. I think they are these guys, the croaking gourami, if I can get a bit of focus on him. Quite a nice small nano or small species of gourami. And then you've got some bigger guys, the pearls next to them. Now moving up top, we've got some, we sort of believe we're coming into the rainbow fish area. So we've got some red rainbows up top. And then we've got some clown loach and some of the western rainbow fish in there. Now down bottom we've got some blues. And we've also got some crebensis in with them. We've got the neon rainbows. So these are like a dwarf or a small species of rainbows, and the males get a stunning blue colour to them. You can see just there with the really nice red dorsal fin and the caudal fin. And now we're coming finally through to, I'd say, the live bearer system, where they've got most of the mollies and platies. So it looks like we've got some albino Congo tetra up there, which I have seen recently in quite a few of the Maidenhead, so they're definitely becoming a lot more popular. And then through to our standard platies, and we've got loads of different live bearers in the sump down below. So it looks like this shop doesn't really have any of the sort of monster fish or any of the oddballs, and they're really just catering on a broad spectrum to the customer looking for the standard tropical fish, bread and butter fish. But let's head out to the pond section and let's also check out the main pond in the middle of the shop. Looks like these guppies are all being fed at the moment, all feasting on some, I think they're Nova tabs from JBL. And now we're going to come to the middle section. So it looks like we've got some easy ponds or EZ ponds, which is becoming quite common by the looks of it with the Maidenhead Aquatics. So we've got these two big vats here, and then we'll take a look at that central main pond. But it looks like we just got some kajakus, some small Japanese koi in here, and then next door we got some butterfly koi. Now it does say there is some sturgeon in here. I have just spotted one. You can see him just down there. So they've got a few sturtlets for sale at £22.50 alongside the butterflies and the Japanese koi, which I think I'm all gonna give them a bit of food. But let's head round to the main pond now and check that out. So we've got this huge window in the middle section with these massive koi. I would say they're easily ranging from 60 to 80 centimetres. Probably get a better view from up top where we started in the mezzanine. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of food, see if they'll come up to the surface. The colours aren't going to be as vibrant as if they were outside, but there's a little top-down view. But I think we'll head up to the mezzanine just towards the end of the video and try and check them out, maybe get a bit of food in there for them. So we're going to head outside to the pond section now. Now I haven't even been out here, so let's have a look what it's like. But it looks like we've got all the tubing, waterfalls, loads of pond plants. And they've even got the Laguna tubs as well, which are really useful, especially for any monster fish keepers. We've got a few of the Blagden ponds here with the viewing panels in, full of their plants. Let's head over, see what they got in these ponds. So it looks like we've got some of the bigger Japanese koi in here. We've got some Matsubas, Harawakis, Kahakus. Say these guys are around the 8 to 10 inch mark and they're priced at $75.50. And then we come through to some Shabumpkins, Canary Goldfish and your standard commons. And then finally on this side, we've got a mix of koi. And these guys are priced at $32.50. So that's those 3 ponds there. And they've got all of their plants in their central plant racks. So let's see what else they've got in these ponds, just around here. Looks like this is where all of the smaller fish are going to be. So we've got some butterfly koi in here. Coming through to some Shabumpkins. And then we've got some ghost koi. A little bit tricky to see with the net on. We've got some nice Sarasa comments in here. Then you've got your commons. We've got some goshki in here. I think there's some orf as well. Oh, that's where the orf have come from. Just the pond next door. And there's also some golden tension there, which are pretty much sitting down the bottom, crowded by the orf. And then coming on to some smaller Sarasas. And then last but not least, we've got the Canary Goldfish as well. So that brings us to the end of the tour of the outdoor pond section, but a really big section. It's really clean as well, super tidy. We're going to head back in now, go up to that mezzanine and see if we can see the koi from the top down shot. So we're now back at the mezzanine and there's that top down shot of the koi pond. So it's got to be, I don't know, 25,000 litres maybe. Looks like we've got a mix of 15 large koi in there, from Harawaki to Kahaku. Now, I'm assuming these fish will be for sale, but it is really nice display. And it's also a really nice view of the store. See, we've got all the tropical fish on the right hand side that we saw, and then the marine section as well. But that brings us to the end of the tour of Maidenhead Aquatics Polhill. And that is it for today's video here at Maidenhead Aquatics Polhill. Really, really cool store. Lots of marine fish, tropical fish, and that huge koi pond, the huge indoor koi pond, was pretty special as well. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. We've got a lot more tank tours and a lot more shop tours to come on the channel. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. But thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.